What is the difference between sympathy, empathy, and apathy? If you can master the nuance between these three concepts, you will be a significantly more impactful leader or educator. And I've got a really sticky story that I'm excited to share with you to make these concepts crystal clear. Let's get into it. Stories have to be told in chairs, and so I want you to imagine that for a moment I came to you with an envelope, and I handed you the envelope, and in that envelope there were some tickets and some details, some travel itinerary details for you to go with you and your significant to this really beautiful lake cabin up north, snowy, wonderful, and you get into this beautiful cabin, and it's got a nice window overlooking the lake, and you are just exhausted. You're ready for a little bit of a break, but you're significant, so excited, they want to go exploring, and so you come over and you boil some tea, and you're watching as your special person is walking outside and through the snow, and they walk out onto the lake, and they're walking, and they're hopping, and all of a sudden, whoosh, they fall through the ice. I would argue that you have three options, three choices in this very moment. Option number one, and I'm not going to tell you which, I'm going to share three reactions, three options: sympathy, apathy, and empathy, and you're in no particular order, and your job is to figure out what those responses are. So the first option is you're significant, you get to the lake cabin, your significant bounds out on the ice, you see them fall through the ice, and grab your tea. Not a great option, but it is an option. So that's option number one. Option number two, go into this cabin, you boil yourself a bottle of tea, your significant is walking onto the ice, all of a sudden, whoosh, falls through the ice. You run down to the ice to get her. And you are now where? In the ice. You are submerged in the same cold as they are in that moment. Third option. You check into the cabin, you hang out, you're with your significant, you boil a nice pot of tea, they're walking down to the lake, you see them hop out onto the ice, they slip through the ice, and you react like this. Oh my gosh. 911, hey, my wife just fell through the ice. Help, I need help, this address, blah, blah, blah. Run down to the ice. You take off your belt, and you throw your belt with one of your feet in the water and one of your feet firmly planted on solid ground. You throw out your belt to your significant, and they grab onto it, and you invite them to help pull themselves up. So you've got, my pants should still stay up here. You've got three choices here in this moment. The first one, as you might guess, is apathy. Not a particularly great choice in that moment, but it's one that we choose a lot as leaders and educators. We're surrounded by bureaucracy. We're not so interested in doing anything about it. Just keep cruising along. Choose the apathetic route. Second option creates lots of drama, right? We see somebody else that's really stressed out and frantic, and so we jump in the lake with them and try. The problem with that is when I'm down here in the lake, I can't be all too helpful. I'm feeling the same freezing cold, the same destructive pain that person is feeling in the moment. It's sympathy. I have totally immersed myself. I've lost touch with my own reality. I'm not grounded in my own reality or my own world anymore. I've totally lost touch with that. The third option of empathy, you noticed when I was over here, I was keeping one of my feet grounded in my reality and one of my feet on in that lake, right? And we talk about empathy being, hey Stephen, we talk about empathy being stepping into somebody else's shoes, and I just disagree. I would say that real empathy is stepping into one of somebody's shoes and keeping one of your feet grounded in your own reality. Now this story is a big thanks to my co-founder Will Wise, who shared this, and oh my goodness, when you're in a group and Will is telling that story, it's quite intense. I hope I translated at least a little bit of it to you. One of my mentors, Sam Richards, who gave a really phenomenal, one of the more popular TED Talks available called A Radical Experiment in Empathy, also inspired this concept, the power of keeping one of your feet grounded in their reality and one foot grounded in your own. So while we're here, we're talking about all these three. Just being able to distinguish between those three, having that concept will make you a better leader because you're able to spot it in yourself and in others. But empathy is a really powerful tool. Most of you, if you're watching this video, are probably bought into that. And so the tool that I want to give you that we teach people to promote more empathy, because it's a pretty difficult skill to teach, right, is describe the world as they see it. What happens if you describe the world as they see it? Verbally, that does wonders to create empathy with the others. And even if because you're making some assumptions describing their world, and when you do that, right, it gives space for them to correct those assumptions and offer you the more realistic version of their reality. I'm kind of sweating. Maybe time for another video. If you liked this, you'll love these 2 videos. You'll love the rest of the channel. Everything that I create is inspired to help educators and leaders make connection and engagement easy. I'm Chad. Have an awesome day.